episode 54 today, and I join you back on the 1st of October 2022 for a live commentary at home to Wigan, and we will be overviewing the start to a new season. Of course, in the last episode, we managed to beat Newcastle 3-1, I think, away from home. It was a good result. I was quite excited in the last episode because I thought we were going to be good for the season coming. Because we had a few good youngsters coming through, and we'd bought in Carlos Soto, who I was very pleased with, plus a few other guys like Tillmans and Stefano Denswil, who I was excited with as well. And so far, it's gone reasonably well for our standards. A really good start. You'll see in a minute who's really lit up the league, I suppose. Lit up ourselves, not just the league, but lit up Everton. So we'll get into it. There hasn't been any other transfers. I'll quickly notify you of that. There hasn't been any other transfers in. There's been a few more loans. Kevin Brown and Gavin Robinson and Manuel all going out on loans. But you guys don't really know them. They're regions. And Manuel's a guy with a bit of potential, but I'm not sure whether he'll overall make it. Anyway, as you can see, it's been a really good start to the season. We've played, since the last episode, we have played, I think, 7 games. We've won 4, drawn 2, and lost only 1 game. So we've only lost 1 game so far this season. And after it was a 3-2 win over Newcastle. I completely forgot that they scored a late goal through Thomas Ott. So anyway, we played at home to Manchester City in our next game, our first home game of the year. And Manchester City were coming. They won the title last year, so we were playing against the reigning champions. And to get a 2-2 draw out of it, I thought was really respectable. It was actually a little bit irritating, though, because I thought we deserved to win the game. And I think the match stats would reflect that as well. 6 clear-cut chances, 51% of the ball, a few more shots than they did. Hit the woodwork once, but so did they. So it was a very tight game, but I thought we edged it, actually. I thought we probably deserved the win, but Man City just kept on fighting back, which is so annoying from our point of view. Carlos Soto managed to get his first goal for the club in the 11th minute, but Mauro Icardi scored from the kickoff in the 12th minute. We took the lead again in the 58th minute, but through Soto for his second of the game. But again, we couldn't hold on to a lead as Icardi scored in the 64th minute to make it 2-2. We did have chances through Isaiah Brown. Soto had one himself to win the game quite late on, but nobody could take their chance, and the game stayed at 2 apiece. Still a good result though, especially against the reigning champions. And we really looked up for it and looked like we were going to be a force to be reckoned with. Then played Brighton in the Cup. And the Cup second round, Capital Cup second round, I always think is a little bit of a banana skin fixture, especially against a team like Brighton, who've nothing to lose when they come to Goodison Park. But again, through Carlos Soto, we didn't really have too many issues. He gave us the lead in the 26th minute from the penalty spot before doubling the lead in the 47th minute with another goal for himself. Willie Moll brought a goal back for them in the 56th minute against the run of play, I have to say. Like, they didn't have many chances, but he did take one. But Marco Lavaggia made sure that we were going through to the next round with a goal in the 73rd minute to secure a 3-1 win. Although, well, like as you can see, it was justly deserved. 7 clear-cut chances to their 3. They did have 3 clear-cut chances, though, which is a little bit worrying considering they're a mid-table League One side. But as it kind of showed, they only took 1 of the 3 chances, as you come to expect from that sort of a team. As you can see, the team was rotated a bit. Wilkinson, Dada, Kolasinac, Ledson, Lavage all got games, who usually wouldn't be, I suppose, in the first 11 in the club. We then returned to the league action with a home game against Stoke. We managed to again win, this time 2-1, so it was a little dicier. Carlos Soto getting on the score sheet once again in the 14th minute before Yuri Tillmans scored his first goal for the club in the 43rd minute. It was a really nice strike from the edge of the box. Steve Parika did get a goal back in the 77th minute, which meant the last 13 minutes plus injuries were a little bit dodgy. We had to go back to defensive and just make sure we close the game out and get 3 points. But we managed to do so, which was quite good to see. Tillmans got the man in the match as well. This time, actually, Stoke had more clear-cut chances. 2 clear-cut chances to 1. We had 6 half chances, though. 16 shots, 56% of the ball, so it was all kind of good apart from the clear-cut chance. We didn't create as much as some of the other games in this game, but we still managed to score 2 goals, and we managed, in the end, to come out the victors, which is the biggest prize in the end. We then had the international break and came back away at Watford, but it really had come up that the international break hadn't had any effect on us whatsoever. Ashani Finlay giving us the lead in the 11th minute with his second goal of the year for the youngster. Carlos Soto made it just 2 minutes after in the 13th minute to give us a nice little 2-goal cushion early on before Soto wrapped up the point in the 75th minute for his third brace of the year already. Just sublime stuff, really, from the striker. He's really been just a class above everybody else so far. Again, this time we were back to the good old days. 7 clear-cut chances. It's there. Watford's 3. 3 half chances as well. 52% of the ball. The average rating for the whole team was 7.35, so it was kind of happy days all round. And we managed to get a 3-0 victory, which is always good. Now I'm going to show you a few of the goals from this game, because this was our only defeat of the year. 4-2 away at Hull, and it really frustrated me this game, because I do believe Andre Blake, it has him down as a 6.7 rating. So you're thinking, well, usually for a keeper, that's a fairly average rating, 6.7, 6.8. But my God, I think he was at fault for not all 4, 3 of the 4. Ruben Botta gave them the lead in the 16th minute from a corner, so there wasn't much he could do about that. Then Carlos Soto gave us an equaliser in the 39th minute, so great, he was on the score sheet again, that's good to see. Sebastian Corchia then put us in the lead in the 57th minute, so we're thinking really happy days here. 2-1, we've turned it around from a 1-0 deficit, and then this one is the worst. Now, really, just look closely, because this is comical. This is extremely comical stuff. Hoping it loads. So it comes through. Let's just break it then. So it comes through. Now there's communication issues here, and oh my, like what are you to do about something like that? Wanna have a look at it again? I'm sure I could do that for you. Here we go. So it looks like we might have an attack. Oh no, but then it's Bota, I think, who sends the ball. Or is it? No, it's to follow. And Maximovic and Andre Blake end up just looking at each other. Somebody come for it. And then Maximovic seems to... He dribbles it past Blake beautifully, but then doesn't get onto it. And Diego Rubio swoops in and makes it 2 apiece. When you think that was the worst one. I'll hold my hands up. That was the worst one. Then we wait to the 85th minute for this to happen. Forshaw doesn't win. So we're looking here still at 2 apiece. But Prato, Andre Blake, where the fuck are you actually trying to go? Like, where is Andre Blake looking to go there? It says Blake didn't move. Yes, he did move. He moved out here. He was nowhere near the play. So that was annoying. And then we had this right at the end. We were searching for a goal this time now. We were really trying to push forward. We were 3-2 down. And I thought, oh, can we get the ball down here? Maybe push for a last gasp equaliser. Give us a deserved point. Like, look at the match stats over here. We did deserve a point. Prato goes through. Andre Blake is yet again caught outside his box. Stay in your box. He's not even on sweeper keeper. He's on as a goalkeeper. Defend. It just really infuriated me because the game was even. The game probably justified a draw, I'd say, maybe a 2-2 draw, but definitely not a 4-2 defeat, and it really pissed me off that Blake was really at fault for nearly all 3 of those goals. So what we did was, in the Capital Cup third round, where we got drawn against the old employers Aston Villa at home, which is a tricky enough draw for a third round, and as you can see here, we've been drawn against Man City in the 4th round. But it does show you that we managed to advance in the third round against Aston Villa. Now, this was on penalties. But in this game, we gave Ryan Wilkinson a goal. I decided, actually, enough's enough. I don't want to play around with Andre Blake anymore. So we gave Wilkinson a go. Soto gave us the lead again in the 17th minute. But Wellington equalised in the 41st minute. Now, you may remember Wellington. I bought him, I think, just before I left. Like, he came in just... No, we sent him on loan last year, but Like, he looked a really promising striker, and he's still living up to that. And only at 19 years of age, I can't wait to see how he develops in the game. Because I really picked him out when he was 15 years old and decided he's going to turn into a good player. And I'd like to see that actually come through, even if it is at Aston Villa. But we managed to win 4-2 in the penalty shootout. Only Corchia missing for us. Stephen Bradbury and Lazar Markovic missing for Villa. And we managed to get through on penalties, which is a little bit scrappy, but nonetheless, it was a good result. And then lastly, we drew one apiece at home to Swansea. Another disappointing match, this one. Carlos Soto again scoring, this time in the 7th minute. But then a lapse in concentration at the back made Karim Kounlu score in the 39th minute to equalise. And we couldn't push, well, we did push, but we couldn't find that equaliser. Despite having 5 clear-cut chances at 51% of the ball, 22 shots, like, we just couldn't find it. Again, as you can see, Ryan Wilkinson got another starting goal. Like, he did decent enough in both games. He conceded one, so he hasn't collected a clean sheet yet, because he played, I think, in this one as well. Yeah, so he's had 3 games. He's conceded 3, I think. But, like, that's not too shabby, and he's probably going to play again, I have to say, today, because I'm still haven't forgiven Andre Blake for that performance against Hull yet. Which does mean in the Premier League, after 6 games, we sit in 6th, which I think is fantastic. Like, it gives us a very solid start to proceedings. 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. Scored 13, which is quite nice, but conceded 10 is a little high for my liking. 11 points on the board. Technically, if results go our way, we could hop into 3rd or 4th today. And that it would be if all results went our way. As you can see from the Premier League player stats, Carlos Soto is in there, only in 4th place in goals. He's got 7 league goals. He's got 10 in all competitions. I'll show you him now. He does have 10 in all competitions in 8 games, which is a fantastic record. But you look at somebody like Mauro Icardi, he has turned into an absolute monster in this game. He's already scored 10 league goals, scored 12 in all competitions. He scored 10 league goals in 5 starts and 1 off the bench. That ain't too shabby whatsoever. Origi also got 10, Hazard has 9. Corchia is joint top assist provider with 4 in the league, so that's good stuff. We're not in the average rating yet, but those are because they've only played 5 or 6 games and they're averaging 8.72, 8.64. Like, they won't keep that up, I don't think, for the whole year. What I've been looking into is I always look at this team statistics page. I think it's actually quite a nice page. It shows you where you kind of rank, I suppose, in the league in most things. So we'll go through it now. Average attendance is 39,605 so far this year. This is all based on a yearly basis, so this doesn't take into account previous years. So this is just based on this year alone, which I think is quite near our capacity. Yeah, so we're second in this because we're filling out 98%, above 98% even of our capacity on the whole. Average possession will be up there. Yeah, 4th place so far in average possession with 54.67% of the ball. Like 58.83% is a lot of possession, so I'd be surprised if they managed to keep that up. Any other ones? Because not all of them I go through, because a few of them I just couldn't really care less about. Conceded from corners, are we up there? Well, we've only conceded 1, so we haven't been actually too bad in that. The one I was quite interested in, stadium sellouts. We've had 2 stadium sellouts anyway, but net transfer spend, we are clearly last, which is fantastic because it means we've made 20 million or 21 million. Well, we did have to though, because financially we were very poor going into this season. But we are the only team this year so far who've actually made money from their transfers. Everyone else has spent. A few not so much, Wigan, Watford, under 1 million, a few only 2-3 million. Man U still managing to pay 43 million overall. Did they sell anybody? They might have, wouldn't be sure. And the other one that I've been quite impressed with is the salary per annum. Because I looked at this last time, because I always try and keep tabs on the salary per annum, because I like it to be as low as possible. And last year, when I arrived, we were around in 7th, I think, in the salary annum. And it was 63 million? No, 64 million, I think. And as you can see now, we're down in 12th, and we've cut our wage bill by 11 million this year, which I think it's fantastic. Like, it probably shows you how much money some of those dead wood that we sold for very little was on. That we've actually saved 11 million this year. 11 million has gone into our finances because wages have been cut. Isn't that like that's making our financial situation so much better. So I would recommend you guys, if you're in doubt, you're financially struggling, you're annoyed that you're not getting big transfer budgets. If you have old players on high wages, get rid. Do get rid. Don't. It doesn't mind. Like, sometimes it doesn't mind whether you make a bit of a loss on the transfer itself. But like, if they're on 60, 70 grand a week, like somebody like Quado Asamoah was, just get rid of them. And that's what I did. And it's saving us so much more money and means that we're in a financially positive position for the first time in a while, I think, for Everton on this save. If we have a look quickly at our own personal statistics, Soto is our top scorer with 10. As you can see, the next best is Finley with only 2. Corchia, Dance, Tillmans, Brown, and Lavaja all on 1 each. Isaiah Brown has been a little disappointing, I suppose, so far this year. Only 1 goal and 1 assist in 6 games. I was expecting a little bit better for him, but hopefully he can still turn it around. Top provider is Finley and Corchia, both have 4. Soto's got 2, a fair few on 1. Average rating wise, it's obviously Soto at 7.67, Corchia 7.24, Finley 7.22, Matt Dan 7.14, and Tillman 7.07. So that's really good to see that 2 youngsters, 2 Everton youngsters are in our top 5, plus 2 of my new signings are also there. So it's fantastic to see that sort of stuff happen. Anyway, should we get into today's game? I think we should. Wigan, I don't think are doing very well to start the season off. They're 15th in the league, so they're not doing too badly. And they've only won once this year, though, so we'd be looking, especially at home, to win this game. The team we're going to go for today is Wilkinson in goal, back four, Dance, Denswell, Galloway, Maximovic and Corchia, Besic and Tillmans in the centre mids, with Finley playing behind Brown and Soto. I have to say, the team hasn't varied too much, actually, from a week-to-week basis. It hasn't varied nearly at all, I have to say. Because it's just been such a set team, and maybe that's one of the reasons why we're doing quite well, is because of the continuity in team selection is really helping us out. But I have to say, I do think it does help when you've got a lot of these guys. Like, we've played, I think, 8 games this year in all competitions, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys have played all 8. One here has got a 7. He's got 7 overall. A few 6s. Like, there's barely anybody apart from Wilkinson who's only played 3 that's actually got a low amount of appearances in this starting lineup. Shows you this is pretty much our set top 11. And it's always nice to kind of have a set top 11, I think. It's always good to have rotation as well. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have rotation, but if you have a set top 11, you can really work with that and see kind of where you can go with that. As for if you're constantly fiddling with team lineups, nobody's getting an actual real a real run in the team, and possibly like some players, they do need games, especially strikers. Some strikers really need just a run of games to get themselves form. Here's Matt Dance. Oh, it's gone through. Oh no, it's gone away. Denswell now finds Matt Dance. It's going quite slow, this highlight stuff, but we'll let this one go. Dance. Oh no, it's away. Don't do anything silly here, Galloway. Oh, Besic make that. He does so. That's good play. Maximovic now. Take your time. Just pick a pass. Pick a pass. Corchia is making a nice little run inside. He finds him. Corchia now. Beats him. Inside to Isaiah Brown. Oh, good save. Brown. Yes! 1-0. 28th minute. Isaiah Brown was the second of the year. On the rebound as well. So a little bit lucky, I suppose, but fortune favours the brave, and he did put in that initial shot, which was well parried by Lee Nichols, but straight into Brown's path, unfortunately for him. And he managed to convert second time of asking, which is, I think, good for his confidence, good for the team, and it does mean that we are 1-0 up. And here's Tillmans, maybe a chance to make a second here already. Besic, oh, good save by Lee Nichols this time round. We've had 5 half chances already, just that one clear-cut chance, which was actually the one that was saved, I think. The second one didn't count as a clear-cut. Corchia's letting this ball bounce, which is a little bit risky, And we're actually going to just get it up a few notches. Here's Finley. Oh, went Brown now. Still going. It's going a little quicker at least. Finley now. Maybe inside to Socho, or Finley's going to go all the way himself. He might do. And he gets tackled, but Corchia's in a good position to cross it. Does so. Socho, oh, he's hit the crossbar. Would you believe it? Socho's hit the crossbar. And our second time hitting the woodwork today. 6 half chances, only 1 clear-cut chance. Now it's 7 half chances. So we're creating a lot here. And I'd like to see us possibly make this a 2-goal lead just before half-time. That would be lovely. Isaiah Brown, maybe inside to Socho. Find Socho. Oh, Socho, how's he missed that? He's been banging those in left, right and centre off camera. Of course he comes on camera and he goes goal shy. It's just so typical. I hope he doesn't start any sort of little run throughout with Borvin. Oh no, Borvin's really Maximovic. What have you done, son? You've gotten sent off. That's a completely unnecessary tackle. There were 2 or 3 guys converging on just one player. Was it a red card even though? Because there were the 2 or 3 other men around. Was it a red card? I'm not sure. Probably was. He was straight through. So what we're going to do here is we're going to drop Bessage into just behind, into a defensive midfielder. And Tillmans is going to have to run the midfield by himself. And we're playing this little kind of straight line really up the midfield. One defensive midfielder, 1 central midfielder, and 1 attacking midfielder. So we'll see how that works. Hopefully they don't score from this free kick. That would be really unfortunate and really against the run of play. But that is shocking. That is very poor. And we're 1-0 up, but we are down to 10 minutes. We've got to be a little bit cautious in this second half. We can't throw too many bodies forward. I'd love to get an early goal still in this second half to give us that little bit of breathing room that, especially with 10 men, you kind of do need. I'd love to get just that 2-goal cushion, which means we can sit back a bit more and just concentrate on playing the game out. And we may maybe be able to do that just at 1-0, but it's always dodgier 1-0, and everybody can create a chance. Like any team can create a chance, especially in the Premier League. It just takes one piece of brilliance and one error. Oh, Borvin's at the crossbar, and that could be our escape. Matt Dance with an error initially, and then I think Borvin just completely went straight through our central defence. Nobody was picking him up. And they could be in again here, cleverly now. Finds Cap. This is disappointing, actually. Like, Cauley, Woodrow, it's 1 apiece, and this is a bit of a kick in the teeth, I have to say. A little bit like the Swansea game, except this time we're down to 10 men, which is going to make it even harder to try and get that second goal. As you can see, Carlos Soto is really just not turned up today. Just so disappointing. He's been so good. And yet, immediately I start showing you guys something and he turns poor. And we're actually going to undo that because I'm going to change system slightly here. What am I going to do? What was I planning on doing? Now, I think I'm going to go back to this. It doesn't seem to be working out for us, that defensive midfielder. It doesn't seem to be giving us any more stability, I don't think, than what it would if we weren't in that position. James McCarthy's going to come in for Tillmans and Lavaja on for Socho. Let's hope those guys can make a bit of a difference. Give us fresh legs around the park. Hopefully I won't rue taking off Socho. I know he's had a poor game, but even some strikers, like when they have a poor game, they can still pop up with a goal. I'm giving it to Marco Lavaja. He has scored already this year, I think in a Capital One Cup game. He is a lively enough striker to bring on off the bench. See, this is a real kind of crossroads I'm facing, though. Should I go overload despite being only 10 men? I think as we are at home to Wigan, I've got to try and force the initiative. And even with 10 men, try and push for that winner. We did do this against Swansea, and we had the chances to win it, but we just didn't take them. Aaron Puente came on in that game, and he missed 2 or 3 clear-cut chances. And Lavaja, holy crap. That was apparently a clear-cut chance. He was closer to hitting the corner flag than that, heading into the back of the net. So that's not a good sign. And Finley, can he find Isaiah Brown? He can. Brown, he's going to... Oh no, he's found Lavasia. Go on, can't miss, doesn't miss. Substitute. Fantastic substitute. Super sub Marco Lavasia comes off the bench. His first clear cut chance he got gifted to, he didn't do a great job of it, but this time much more composed. Kind of rounds the keeper, not fully, but kind of does. He makes the strides to run round him and has a empty net, which he really couldn't have missed. Like I have to say, if he'd missed that, that would have just been the end of him. But it looks like we're going to scrape through this game with a 2-1 win. We've made it. McCarthy does well there. That should be it. Unless we get another chance here. Lavasia. No, there it is. We win 2-1. A good win. We made it a lot harder for ourselves than we needed to with that sending off for Maximovic. It was a stupid dismissal. Like we were cruising up until that instance. Then the equaliser took us back a bit, and Lavasia's kind of saved our souls really from what would have been a slightly embarrassing dropping of points at home to Wigan. We really shouldn't be dropping points, but we ended up not doing so. We've climbed up into fourth for now, which is fun, which is quite good actually. And there are still teams to play on the Sunday in game. But this is quite a promising start to the season. We finally got back on winning ways. We didn't do what we did against Swansea, which is good. We this time found the winner, which I always think is important. Wilkinson again just can't quite keep the clean sheet, but he is keeping well. Next episode will have to be the Liverpool game away from home. It's not quite the 2 months, but you just got to do the Liverpool game. Like it's just a must do. It's at Anfield. It's going to be intense this time round. I do think we can give it a better fist of it than we did last time. Last time we were in no kind of fit state to face Liverpool, and so it showed as we got battered 2-0. But this time I think we can really be ready for it. We've got a tricky enough little fixture run though. We've got Norwich at home, which is fine. Spurs away, difficult. City at home in the Cup, difficult. Forest away, difficult. Man U at home, very difficult. QPR at home, not bad. But then Liverpool away, which is again difficult. And then with Chelsea away. Southampton at home and Villa away, and Arsenal away after that. So we've got a very tricky run of fixtures actually now. We've probably gotten through apart from that Man City game, we've probably gotten through the fairly easy stage in terms of the league. So maybe we're kidding ourselves a little bit with this good start, but hopefully at least it's propelling us up the table and giving us a few points to work with going into the more difficult phase of the season. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. I'll see you guys later.